my last video, I talked about a new app that has been created by Niranjan Pradhan and his partner based on hand-drawn mazes. And as promised, here is a complete review of the app with a glimpse into how it works and what you can expect from it. Now, if you've not been here before, my name's Jane Willingale of Silverzone Printables, and I create videos for this channel based on low content publishing and printables for Etsy or similar platforms. And if that kind of thing interests you, then please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. And if you find this video helpful, then please do click on the like button, which will help this video get seen and help me grow this channel. I really do appreciate it. In my last video, I showed you how I created a puzzle book using images to make the mazes unique and give a slight storyline to each maze page, as well as allowing the pages to be coloured in. But I did that in Affinity Publisher. Now I'm going to show you how that could be created solely in the new hand-drawn mazes generator. So when you first log in to hand-drawn mazes, you will come to this page and you will click on whichever ones you have access to, in this case the front end collection, and you'll come to the page where you can create a collection or you can use the default collection. If, say, you were working on a series of puzzles that were going to be related to dolphin images, you create a collection and we will call it Dolphin Colouring Book, and create that, and you'll see it appear down here. So you can have several different types of collections just within this front end section of the app. So I'm going to click on the default collection. You will see that you get the collection of mazes that is supplied with the front end. So you'll get 5 different types, although they're not numbered in sequence. So you get quite a range of mazes, different types. They just happen to be different numbers. And this is where you can start to create your book. Because we're only in the front end section, we only have access to manually creating the book. You can't use the QuickBook Creator. You can upload images. You don't have access to the design elements. You can use the arrows, but you don't have access to the other design elements, and neither of these are available either. All of these are part of the upgrades. And first thing I'm going to do is, you notice that it has page numbers, and you can alter the setting of that. You can have it in the center, to the left. You can have it so that it sets left and right if you've got left and right hand pages. And you can have it with the word page or without. Now I don't particularly like page numbers on my colouring book, so I'm going to take that off. And to do that, you'll come down to page settings and you will click on the page numbering format. Now I'm told this is a browser issue possibly. They do know about this, and it could just be my browser, that the list on the drop down box is not showing up. I mean, it shows up when you highlight it, but it doesn't show up unless you do so. So I'm going to click no numbering, and I don't need to change that, and I don't need to show the page margins. I do want the solutions, and 6 per page is fine because it reduces the number of pages, and it does give you the puzzle numbers. That's the only thing I would say is useful for having page numbers, is that if you do have page numbers, it will show them with the puzzle solutions, so you can reference which one is which. So I've set those, that's fine. I will stick with the page trim. See, I've got the same issue here. I'll stick with the 8.5 by 11 letter, and we will go back to the mazes. You have to manually add pages in the front end, which I would imagine would get a little tedious if you were doing a lot of these. Again, a good reason for upgrading to the next level. But you can add and remove or clone a page, move up or down, And you can also do a local download, which is for individual pages. So if you're creating printables for Etsy or some other platform and you only want to download one page, you can do so. You can add text as well. So we'll add another page in, so we've got a couple of pages, and we'll just go into the first level of mazes, which is a single start and finish, and we'll click on that one, and it takes a second and then it appears through on the page. The other thing I've noticed is you do need to make sure you are selected on the page you want the maze or images to come into, because as you can see I wasn't. I was selected on that page and that's where the maze came through. So we'll now select that one and pull a maze through for that page as well. So now we have a couple, and we have both of the solutions on the last page, and that automatically gets pushed down to the end. Now this is the point where you can enlarge or shrink the images. You can also, I was going to say you can transform them, but I don't think you can. And this is where you can add images in if you want to make like storylines for each of the pages, which is one of the main features of this app, in that it makes every book unique. If every puzzle has a different storyline type for colouring in on each of the pages, because there's no way that two people are going to have exactly the same images and storylines in their books. So if we come down to upload images, I've already uploaded some of mine, and these are a sea theme dolphin images. So if I click on this one, you'll see that this has come up to allow me to insert it, and I can resize it. And the only thing I can't do is flip it or turn it round. And the same with the puzzle. But not to worry, this is a demonstration only. So we'll insert one or two of these images in just to give you a feel for how this can look. You can see it's quite quick. Okay. So that would be my first page, and I can add some text in and move that around. Once I'd pulled this into Affinity Publisher, I would be able to maneuver that a great deal more. I'd be able to flip these if I wanted, because this one on that side would look better, flip the other way, and also resize or transform somewhat more than I can do within the app. So if you haven't got any other kind of publishing software, then this is an excellent start for those who want to create several pages in a book. You can create anything up to, I think it's 50-60 pages, if not more. Also check out, as you click on the maze, you'll see these little bits appear. You can select the path. You can have two paths if it is a suitable maze. It shows you the solution on the path. You can change the style if you have those selected. Sorry, if you've purchased those. And you can also make the background transparent or not. You can show the solution or not. But you wouldn't want to do that. It's just so you can make sure you've got your right solution at the right page. So it's quite versatile within the front end. I honestly think the first upgrade is definitely better value for money. You can change the font color up here. If, say, you were creating single pages that you wanted to load on Etsy, then colour becomes less of an issue as regards printing costs. You can also change the font. There are a large number of fonts to choose from, something like 900 I believe, which is more than enough to give constant variety within the books. You can center it, you can left or right hand justify it. So you've got your base, and you can change the size. You've got your basic formatting options as you would expect to find in any app as far as the page layout is concerned. The download is pretty straightforward. You can simply click on here for the single pages, or download the whole book by just pressing the green button up here. You get 100 downloads per month, and that would either be 100 books or 100 single pages or 10 pages and 90 books, whatever combination, but each download is counted towards the 100. The other thing you can do is, if you've got more than one type of maze in here, if you add them in as you go, they'll append on the end, so you can randomize those by pressing this button here, which will then swap the pages round and mix them up, which might make it more interesting depending on the kind of book you're creating. You can also download the images in several formats, that is PDF, PNG and JPG. I would use PDF because I can pull a PDF into PowerPoint or Affinity Publisher or even InDesign if I was using it, to then manipulate how I wished, or add extra images in, which is perhaps a little less complicated than maybe it is in here. Although it's easy enough to upload images, as I showed you here, you've got to have those images to start with, obviously, and it might be quicker to upload them into the document directly off your PC. Just depends on how you prefer to work. Not everybody likes to use the formatting options of Publisher or InDesign or even PowerPoint for that matter. Is it worth the money? Well, the front end is priced at $47, and that price runs until the 25th of February. It's 4 days, 22nd to the 25th of February, and then the price goes up. If that's all you wish to do with it, then I would grab it while you can, because it's definitely worth $47. The next level up is $67, and that will give you a great deal more versatility, and I'll go into that in my next video. I've been Jane Willingale at Silverzone Printables. Thank you once again for watching. See you next time.